Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel and welcome to this review of Be'lakor. Now, I could go into great detail about Be'lakor and who he is and how in AOS he's actually treated a lot better than he is in 40k, because 40k he's kind of just he gets killed a lot. But in AOS, he's actually a huge threat, chosen by all four Chaos Gods and kind of a monster. And Be'lakor definitely had a makeover. Looks absolutely incredible. I definitely support his apotheosis into bigger demon, I guess. I'm really hoping they do this with the rest of the demon princes. Let's just hope. Because he was just your humble demon prince, and now it's just Be'lakor, the Dark Master. Which kind of sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, let's be real. But I could go over all of this, but you see that I have this mark here because I am excited to talk about Be'lakor's stat line. So, to put it bluntly, Be'lakor is kind of a monster in AOS. So, he's got a movement that starts at 14 and ends at 6. Now, the reason for this, it degrades. It goes from 14 to 12 to 10 to 8 to 6. Depending on the number of wounds that he has a grand total of 14 wounds, a save of 4+, and a bravery of 10. Which, honestly, is really good. So, you know, not breaking, kind of important. He's got 3 distinct weapons. He's got his Blade of Shadows, which is his amazing looking power, his amazing looking demon sword, smoky sword looking. Look at that thing. That thing's incredible looking. Okay, I am going to gush over my giant Be'lakor because I'm probably going to buy him the second he drops. I'm not going to lie. So the Blade of Shadows has a range of 2 inches, has attacks that go from 8 to 4, depending on the amount of wounds that he has. First starting at 8, then if he's suffered 0 to 3 wounds, then if he suffered 4 to 6, it goes to 7, 7 to 8, it goes to 6, 9 to 10, it goes to 5, and 11 plus wounds, it goes to 4. So at first, he's swinging a massive of 8 times, plus his other 2 weapons, so a total of 10 attacks with this dude in close combat with a little bit of range, you know, because you need to beat the hell out of that character that's trying to hide back there. Yeah, just give him a little pop right in the face with a giant sword and murder them. To hit is 3+ with the sword, which isn't great, but is understandable considering it's AOS. To wound is 3+ because, oh my god, it's a giant sword. Rend is -2 and 2 damage. Then he's got his Fell Claws, which have a range of 1 inch, 1 attack, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, -1 rend, and 2 damage. Then he's got his Spear Tail. Pokety poke poke. His Spear Tail only has 1 attack, but its to wound actually changes. So it starts out really good with a to wound of his Spearing Tail on a 1+. That's kind of crazy. On a 1+, then goes all the way down to 5, depending on the amount of wounds left. It has a rend of -3 and 2 damage apiece. Be'lakor's abilities. Let's get into this. I'm super excited about this character, so I do apologize if I'm gushing, but it's Be'lakor. He's always been my favorite type of demon prince because he's always been so cool looking. I love Be'lakor. He has a special place in my heart. Also, he's a very traditional looking demon, so I like that. He has the fly keyword, obviously. The Dark Master. Once per battle, at the start of an enemy's hero phase, you can pick 1 enemy unit on the battlefield until your next hero phase. At the start of each phase, including the phase in which this unit was picked, you can roll a dice for that unit. On a 3+, that unit cannot move, shoot, fight, use command abilities, chant prayers, attempt to cast spells, attempt to dispel endless spells, or attempt to unbind spells in this phase. So it can only do 1 of those because it's an or. But even still, the fact that you could just flat out shut down somebody from like messing with you. Also, my camera's out of focus. Let's get that back. Can you focus on the book? You can do it. I believe in you. There you go. Good job, camera. I always knew you could do it. Lord of Torment. If an enemy unit fails a battle shock test whilst it is within 12 inches of this model, You can heal up to D3 wounds allocated to this model. So sustainability, getting yourself back up in those wounds is really good. Shadowy form. Ignore modifiers, positive or negative, when making saving rolls for attacks that target this model. God, I hope he has that in 40k. That would be amazing. 4+ invulnerable save, just yes. Also, yes, I did break a nail. I'm going to go fix it right after this video. Magic. This model is a wizard. You're a wizard, Be'lakor. I'm sure everyone has heard that joke like a million times when dealing with AOS, but I feel like I haven't made it enough yet. It can attempt to cast 2 spells in the hero phase and attempt to unbind 2 spells in the enemy's hero phase. It knows the Arcane Bolt, Mystic Shield, and Enfeeble Foe spells. That is a tough sentence to say. Okay, Enfeeble Foes. Enfeeble Foe, holy cow, that is such a tongue twister. Has a casting value of 6. If successfully cast, pick 1 enemy unit within 18 inches of the caster and visible to them. Subtract 1 from their wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by that unit until the next hero phase. So this dude just flat out nukes a unit. Just, no, you now suck. Just, damn. That's kind of crazy. But how many points is he? I don't know how AOS point systems work yet, so I do apologize. I'm still getting used to it. Be'lakor, unit size is 1, max is 1. 380 points. He's a leader with Behemoth, and he is unique. So you can only have 1 of them in your army. Go figure. Who would have guessed, right? So, God, he looks so good. So here's my guessing for his 40k equivalent. We have a helicopter flying low. Apparently they're after Be'lakor. He's probably still going to have the 14 wounds. Still with the same movement of 14. That makes sense. Bravery, so leadership at 10+, I could see it. A 4+ invo save, I could definitely see it. You know, that would be like his Zinchian thing. I can see most of his abilities just being the same. And overall, he would just be a pretty solid, like, melee combatant. He wouldn't be as good as, like, a Bloodthirster or a Keeper of Secrets, but he'd definitely be up there. His ability to cast twice and deny twice is really good, so I could see him up there. Will he replace the Keeper of Secrets? Probably not. But, you know, in a demon force in 40k, I assume he'd be unbound, so you'd be able to take him regardless of the demon force that you're bringing, unless it's an undivided force, in which case you have to bring him, as well as a unit from each of the armies, which I'm hoping they redo demons soon in 40k. But that's a whole nother rant, and I could go into that in great detail later on. But overall, I gotta say, I'm really happy with Be'lakor's rules, and I like his model. I like the traditional demon look of him, and overall, I think this book is really good. I've had a read of it, and I think I should do a proper in-depth view into this video, or in-depth dive into this book for a video, because there's a lot in here that's really, 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 really cool, and the lore in here is really funny. Also, there is something that I thought was absolutely hilarious that I just want to point out real quick. Oh, where is it? It was right in the rules section. I think it was like the first page. No, it's the second page. Third page? Fourth page. I thought it was right in here. Okay, I can't find it. But even still, I gotta say, if you want to run Be'lakor, get this book, because you're gonna need it. And if you're running demons, or any type of unaligned army for demons, you're gonna need a Be'lakor. I really like him. Look at him, he's so cool looking. Oh, he just looks like a death metal cover, you know? And that's what I really like about him. So, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Hopefully my camera will focus on me. And tell me what you think in the comments down below. Like this video, it's right over here. I know you can do it. I believe in you. If you really like Be'lakor, ring that bell. And If you're super awesome, check out my Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to help supporting the channel. Has a ton of videos on there now, so be sure to go and check that out. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.